winning Wallabies of 1991 had come back to a ticker tape parade. Australia's sporting lovers came to laud what they had done and the skill and wondrous courage they displayed. Their friends across the Tasman came to claim the Bledisloe, and once again Australian flags unfurled. When Australia found the answer to her greatest rugby foe, no one could doubt the champions of the world. But then a sleeping giant who had slumbered 20 years would roar a challenge no one could ignore. South Africa was woken by the tumult and the cheers. The World Cup champs were under threat once more. They would need to tackle fiercely and to run with all their might, never bowing to the pressure nor the pain. And Australia sought the challenge, faced the battle with delight, seeking glory in the African campaign. Sunday, August the 9th, 1992, and the Wallabies arrive at Johannesburg's International Airport after an absence of 23 years. They have no real idea what to expect. They know it's a country of great beauty, much of which they'll miss because of the briefness of the tour. They know it is one of great controversy and tragedy. They know it is fanatical about its rugby. The challenge is not to be underestimated, and so to work. Their first training session commences a few hours after their arrival. Headquarters for the first week of a 17-day tour is Pretoria and the famous Loftus Versfeld Stadium. The All Blacks will tour simultaneously. Gymnasium sessions will be conducted each day, individual programs to suit each player. They are strictly supervised. The first official function is a cocktail party with the Australian ambassador, Colin MacDonald, and his wife, Julie.
Right. How wonderful to have these great big hunks of Australian boys in our wonderful South Africa.
If you can introduce everybody. What's that? See, I can't pronounce the name.
It's a chance for the duty boys to hone their bar skills and to meet some of the Springbok legends.
Guys, what qualifications have you got to be? To be behind the bar, mate. What qualifications have you got? Bitter in turn, wasn't it? Hey? Bitter in turn. I've seen cocktail 3 times. Yeah. Started playing rugby.
Davy de Villiers, the great South African scrum half and captain of the 60s, has plenty to discuss with Nick Farr-Jones.
Oh yes, but it is a stadium with a lot of atmosphere. I'm sure your players will experience that. It's smaller than the others, so you have the feeling that the crowd is just next to you.
Yeah, great.
And for the home side, of course, that is a great advantage or encouragement. You will find.
What's the noise going to be like?
I think one must be prepared to work with signals as well. There might be occasions when the noise could be a bit worrying.
No tour to South Africa could be contemplated without a trip to a game park. With no time to travel to the huge parks up north, the Wallabies will visit a local privately owned park an hour's drive from Pretoria.
He's the blanket. What's your surname?
The search for game is preceded by the traditional braai, or barbecue. The locals show they've done their homework. The music is exclusively Rolf Harris.
Mr. Joe French, President of the Australian Rugby Football Union.
Following presentations by the mayor, it's brave men and true, risking life and limb in search of big game.
Up in the driver's side, will he?
Meanwhile, only a few kilometres away, manager John Breen has organised a small band of carefully selected troops who will undergo a crash course in weaponry. They could be at the game park in an inkling. Nature's own line-out forwards prove a little more timid than Slaughter McCall and Garrick Morgan. But the adventurers are excited at their first sighting.
Posing there. Other one coming up there, on your right.
Ivor, the driver, proves to be the very likeable owner of the park and seeks inside information as to the whereabouts of the game.
Happy Sandwood. Look at the size of that. We've already done our 4 hours work.
And as they say farewell to Ivor the driver, Leo the Lion and, of course, Rolf Harris, and head back to Pretoria, Peter Slattery's mind is on the first match and his first chance to captain the Wallabies.
Enjoy your day. Make it a day that you'll absolutely cherish forever.
If I can add my personal congratulations to Andrew Blades and Warwick War and Paul Carl on their first caps, it's fantastic, and also to Slats, congratulations. It's an honour well merited. So, today's game, just think throughout the game that what we want to make sure is that these people understand what Australian rugby is all about. Don't miss the opportunity. It's our first game. Like I said yesterday or the day before, you set the standard for the tour. You set the standard that everyone else has to aspire to. You set the standard for our game that South Africa will see for the first time. We want to make sure that everyone in the Western Transvaal team understands exactly why we're world champions. Exactly.
Being captain didn't bother me, as I've been captain of the Queensland team for this year. We had a few new caps, and some of the boys who were in the test team knew that their spots were on the line. We just couldn't wait to get on.
This is all different to us. It's all new, and it's so important in the next hour we remain really focused on what we're doing today, okay? Just on how to do your job as well as you possibly can.
The first game is against Western Transvaal at Potchefstroom. It should be the ideal opener. A dry pitch, a big noisy midweek crowd, and a team thrilled to be the Wallabies' first opponents.
Can you believe it? To have them here in the country, after the isolation we've had, it's unreal, man. Hey? I'm glad they are here. We're going to play rugby, South African rugby, and we're going to thrash the Wallabies.
Oh, definitely Western Transvaal is going to win. They have to.
Wallabies are going to win 48-12.
67-4.
43-10.
Why?
Because they're the best.
Lovely. It's fantastic, absolutely. No, we were looking forward to them. No, we were really overjoyed to know that they are here with us again.
Best thing to happen to rugby in a long time.
The selection of World Cup fullback Marty Roebuck is interesting, as is the back row. Tim Gavin and Willie Offahangawi, both back from injury, get first chance to impress. The crowd is pleased David Campese will play. They're expecting some excitement from him.
Big Warwick War had a dream start to his first game, scoring off his first line out. I'm sure I'll never forget that.
Peter Slattery's first game as captain of Australia is a great honour, and one that will cause him no real concern.
Like most halfbacks, we talk a lot, and I'm no different. I was very keen to play well to make sure that I had a positive start to the tour. The line-out was great from the start. Garrick took some great two-handed ball. When Bladesy scored in his first game for Australia, we knew the backs would need some earplugs in the happy hour.
Western Transvaal are keen to run the ball, relying on quick changes of direction to make breaks, a ploy that will be used by all opponents. The Wallabies take note. If Campo promises the crowd excitement, he doesn't let them down. At times, he gives the Wallabies some as well. Although a little rusty early, the Australians start to put their game together. This try from the kick-off has everything. Tight driving play by the forwards, ensuring the defence is committed, with the extra man hitting a flat backline at pace, something they practice incessantly. With a big half-time lead, it's important to keep going. They are setting the tone of the tour. Second half try may well have seen an avalanche of points, but the locals lift their game and the Wallaby defence will be tested to the limit. pressure keeps coming and coming. When at last the try is scored, doesn't the crowd love it?
Even though we tied in the second half, I was very proud of the team's effort. Coming into a game like this where you don't know the opposition, I felt fantastic that we won so well.
I'm only doing this because you and Mackenzie told me I had to. And he said it was great stuff.
Hey, Link.
And don't tell Bob Dwyer. Don't tell Bob Dwyer that I'm having some, okay? I'm supposed to be dietary manager on this tour myself, Warwick War and Dave Wilson. I'm just going to sneak it in here so no one sees.
And they're supposed to be the intelligent ones, people believe. Backs, mate, we don't have to worry about it. We just see what we like.
The Northern Transvaal game will be a real guide to South Africa's strength. The Blue Bulls are one of the country's top teams. Though they'll be without Captain Naas Botha and hooker Uli Schmidt, who will play against the All Blacks, the commitment to training is in keeping with the task that lies ahead.
That's the canvas shot. Cheap shot on the canvas. Hit the floor, son.
Hold him! Good work. Come on, feet off. Slow it. Wait. You wait. Good work. Hold your lead. Come on, get ready. Wait out. One quick. Far. Let's get out. What? It's on right. What? Keep going. Drive. Pull out.
Squeeze again. Hard as you can. Just a single cord. Yeah, squeeze lock.
Build it up. Down there.
Squeeze.
Squeeze! Now!
Work on the squeeze.
Squeeze! Now!
Keep it on.
Squeeze! Now! Look at Nick or me and listen for the call. Make sure you're listening for it. You're aware of what's happening. Don't get there and expect someone to come and tell you the call. Coming. Get body. Timmy. Get to place. Bobby.
Good ball. Pull it. Come on, grab it.
Ball down.
That's good.
Right, our line out opposite me. That's better.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's there. Warren.
50 and a half.
50.
John Eels. Budka. Third and final attempt.
It's it.
Yeah! The crowd's gone wild.
Oh! Disappointment for the young fellow. Out of the competition.
Keep your punches down. Check the box. Break up. Break. Okay, any corners. Right, that'll do. Draw.
The ANC's approval has allowed the tour to proceed, and an informal meeting with Nelson Mandela is an unexpected highlight.
Good, my name. How are you? Oh, nice to see you, eh?
Introduce to the top.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Very nice to see you. I have heard a lot about you.
Is that right?
But I've concentrated on the good things about you.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Captain Big Fire John.
How are you?
Very well. And yourself?
Very nice to see you.
Channel 10 enough.
As a matter of fact, when our team was, our cricket team was in Australia, I sent them a cable. And you will understand the nature of South African politics. Although I sent them a cable first, de Klerk then followed with his own cable. The South African press published de Klerk's cable and not mine. And sport is one of the most important weapons that we have to achieve that goal. Not because we want to use sport for political purposes, but because it can bring together people of various ethnic groups and various political persuasion. It is the one language which we can speak and reach the hearts of everybody throughout the country.
We acknowledge, Australian rugby acknowledges the role that the ANC played in getting back sport to normal circumstances, and particularly the role of Steve Soweto.
Yes.
Angela, can I'd like to present you before the rugby with on behalf of our team with a rugby cap, Wallabies cap, and one of our big ties. Wonderful. Thank you very much for seeing us. And I hope you, if not, we know you can't be there in Cape Town, but if you can watch it on TV, we'd
sure that I'm behind the best team.
So are we. Jokes, just jokes.
There was a time when I would say, well, I back the Australians. But now the situation in the country has changed. I've become a little bit of a patriot.
Good.
Nevertheless, I will support the best. As you know, many sports teams have not come to South Africa because the South African government had insisted that blacks should not be included in foreign teams. And they excluded here until recently. We have been excluded from sports because of politics. So from the point of view of the situation in the country, whatever it is in other parts of the world, sports and politics are interwoven. The fact that you have come here is itself a contribution to the national debate that is going on in the country. And it has led to a great deal of relaxation. And we are therefore very happy that the ties between Australia and South Africa have been tied again.
So what was that like upstairs?
Mate, it was fantastic. It was a real buzz. I mean, I admit to being very nervous, and it was just a great event to sit there and meet the guy and to listen to him have a very informal chat. It was terrific. I mean, the guy had a sense of humour, and he was a great fan of Don Bradman, so he's won me.
Gold Reef City, a once prolific gold mine and now a tourist attraction, is the venue for a unique occasion. Perhaps the world's first and last underground barbecue. All three international sides attend, as do President de Klerk, Chief Buthelezi, Dr. Dani Craven, Ibrahim Patel, and ANC sports representative Steve Soweto.
You've got to be happy with that, gentlemen. You've got to be happy with that. Very good body, isn't it?
The excitement caused by the tours of the Wallabies and the All Blacks is most evident, as is the hope for their continuation.
We so welcomed you to South Africa. It's wonderful. You bear the crown of being world champs.
Well, you want to dethrone us very quickly.
We want to do that, but I have some inkling of what it is to bear a crown. And it's a heavy thing.
I just got a photo with de Klerk and Buthelezi, which I'm going to put up on my wall alongside yours.
Sam Scott-Young enhances his claims to be the next Australian ambassador.
Look good. Very nice. Yeah. And what'd you get a certificate, did you? Terrific.
The majority of the people of Australia and the people of New Zealand rallied behind the cause of the isolation of apartheid sport in this country. Rugby was part of apartheid sport. And today we are witnessing the results, the fruits of the struggle of the non-racial democratic fold in sport in our country.
If I could just personally congratulate the President on the wonderful work that, from what I read about and watch on TV, that he has been doing in South Africa and all the parties involved. We're very excited in Australia, I know, to see that wonderful work. And President, you spoke about the new South Africa at length, and you spoke about building those bridges, and I know again I speak on behalf of my President and all of the players and all of the people of Australia, and wishing you really well. Right, we're running this way, fellas, as I place Tommy left to right. The sun's behind us, Mike. Let's have a few high ones.
If we work as 8. Work as 8.
Defence, let's put him on the ground, not wrestling with him.
Get him down. Drive over.
Getting tired, just concentrate on what you have to do. Not many opportunities, fellas, on this trip. 80 minutes today.
Make sure we bell him. Get him on the ground. Get him on the ground and go straight over the top of him.
Come on, don't rely on Nick to push us. We should be pushing him. Make sure you do your job exactly right every time. The rest of the team will follow on.
Right, build it.
Come on. Get up there. Come on, fellas.
Don't miss the opportunity, guys. Don't miss it.
Together, right?
The Blue Bulls game proves to be every bit as tough as expected. Michael Liner and Nick Farr-Jones are keen to keep the ball in front of their forwards and to learn what they can of their opponent's style. The efforts of the back row are vital to their test chances. Pumped up by a huge and boisterous crowd, the Blue Bulls give the Wallabies a great contest up front. On more than one occasion, they steal well-won possession. When they don't steal possession up front, they steal it in the centres. An injury to Michael Liner shortly before half-time causes great concern. He'll be replaced at 5/8 by Tim Horan. And in a trialless first half, the Wallabies lead by 9 points to 6. There's no panic, but they really do have a game on their hands and are well aware they'll have to lift their second half performance. Again, they're under pressure from the kick-off. The Blue Bulls are sensing an upset. The Wallaby defence holds firm as Northern Transvaal, like Western Transvaal, rely on quick switches of direction to break the line. Then comes the try the Wallabies need so desperately. Kelleher on the blind side combines with Little and Campisi. The 7-point lead is short-lived. Then, an apparently simple individual effort seals the game. Again, it's Campisi. The margin of 24-17 seems comfortable enough, but the Blue Bulls have competed right to the final whistle. It's been a great hit out for the Australians. The test match will be a great contest. The morning of the all-black test, and a relaxed group do some sightseeing at the marketplace in Johannesburg. largest busking group put on quite a performance. It's one the Wallabies enjoy enormously.
Wallabies! Wallabies! Oh, Campisi! The one that talk with you talk about Nasborder.
Africa is a